Best. You fed it your docs, and it still made things up. Every single one was invented by an AI. He did not lie. The machine did, confidently. What happened next is the entire reason our AG exists. Here's the one thing that actually works. Mostly. First, understand why your AI makes things up at all. A language model does not know facts. It predicts words. Ask it a question and it guesses the next token. Best. Usually, the guess is right because the internet trained it. But it has no memory of where it read anything. It cannot check a source. It has no sources. So, when it doesn't know, it does not stop. It fills the gap with something that sounds correct. That confident gap filling has a name. Hallucination. Now, here's where it gets worse for that lawyer. The fake cases had real-looking names and citation numbers. The model learned what legal citations look like, not which exist. It produced the shape of truth, not truth itself. So engineers tried a fix that sounds obvious. What if you just hand the AI the real documents? That fix is Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG. The hype says RAG ends hallucination. The receipts say no. But first, how it actually works under the hood. You start with a pile of your own documents. Manuals, contracts, support tickets, whatever holds your truth. You cannot fit all of them into one prompt. A model only reads a few thousand words at once. So you chop every document into small chunks, maybe a paragraph each, a few hundred words. Then comes the part most people never see. Each chunk gets converted into a list of numbers. That list is called an embedding, a vector. The numbers capture what the chunk means, not its words. Two chunks about refunds land near each other in math space. A chunk about shipping lands somewhere far away. You store all these vectors in a vector database. Now, a user asks your AI an actual question. The question gets turned into a vector too. The database finds chunks whose vectors sit nearest. Nearest in meaning, not nearest in spelling. It grabs the top 5 closest chunks, usually 5. Those chunks get pasted into the prompt invisibly. Then, the model answers using that pasted in text. That's RAG, retrieve the facts, then generate the answer. On paper, the lawyer's nightmare is solved. The model now has real cases sitting right there. So, why does your AI still lie to you? Here is where the receipts get ugly. Problem 1. The retrieval grabbed the wrong chunks. The user asked about refunds for damaged items. The database returned chunks about refund timelines instead. Close in math space. Useless for the real question. The model answers confidently from the wrong paragraph. You never see that the retrieval missed. It's invisible. Now it gets worse. Problem 2 is chunking. Remember, you chopped documents into paragraph-sized pieces. The key sentence got split across 2 chunks. Half the answer is in chunk 4. The other half is in chunk 5, never retrieved. The model sees half a fact and finishes it. It fills the missing half the only way it knows. By guessing. The hallucination is back wearing a citation. Problem 3 is sneakier than both. Embedding mismatch. Your documents say automobile. Your user says car. To a human, those are identical. To some embeddings, not quite. The vector for car drifts from the vector for automobile. The right chunk exists and never gets found. The model answers from nothing and sounds certain. Here's the turn nobody warns you about. Even with perfect retrieval, the model can ignore it. You hand it the correct paragraph, plainly stated. And it still prefers what it memorized in training. Researchers tested this. They fed models correct context. The model overrode it with its own stale belief, especially when the truth felt surprising or unusual. So RAG gives it the answer and it argues back. Skip the demo. Here's the real result of all this. RAG does not make your AI honest. It makes your AI honest about a small window. A window you defined by how you chunked and retrieved. Garbage retrieval in, confident garbage out. The lie just moved upstream where you can't see it. Now, here's the one thing that actually moves the needle. Stop trusting the answer, start showing the sources. Good RAG systems quote the chunk they used. They link the exact paragraph behind every claim. When the I can't cite a chunk, it says so. That single rule would have saved the lawyer. His tool gave citations. It never showed the source text. He trusted the shape because nothing made him check. The fix is boring. Make the machine show its work. Retrieval, you can audit bits. Generation, you can't. Tested it so you don't have to. Here's the pattern. Chunk by meaning, not by a fixed word count. Let chunks overlap, so split sentences stay whole. Retrieve 10 chunks, then have the model rank them. Force every sentence to point at a source chunk. And when sources conflict, surface the conflict. Don't resolve it. Do that and hallucinations drop. They do not vanish. Anyone selling you zero hallucinations is selling the lawyer's tool. Remember what RAG actually is underneath the acronym. It is a search engine bolted to a guesser. The search can fail. The guesser always fills the gap. Your job is making the search fail loudly, not silently. The lawyer was fined and made national news. His tool worked exactly as built. That's the scary part. It retrieved nothing, generated everything, and looked confident. RAG was supposed to be the seatbelt for that. A seatbelt only works if you check that it clicked. So stop asking your AI if it's sure. It is always sure. That was never the signal. RAG doesn't stop the lie. It just gives you receipts to catch it.